So this is a study that tests a new immunotherapy for the treatment of metastatic triple-negative breast cancer. Triple-negative breast cancer is a difficult type of breast cancer to treat. It's one of the subtypes, the subtype that really has no currently approved targeted therapies in the United States. It is negative for both the estrogen and the progesterone receptor as well as HER2. So endocrine therapy and HER2 targeted therapies will not be appropriate for those particular patients. As a result, we're only left with chemotherapy with which to treat these women. Triple-negative breast cancer tends to be somewhat more aggressive than other breast cancer subtypes as well, and that combination of factors make triple-negative breast cancer really an unmet medical need for better therapies for women.
Why did you go for checkpoint inhibition, and why specifically this PD-L1 agent?
Triple-negative breast cancers are a particularly attractive target for cancer immunotherapy. They are characterized by a higher frequency of tumor-infiltrating lymphocytes than most other breast cancer subtypes. These are the types of immune cells that can lead to an immune response against the cancer and cause tumor rejection, making them some candidates for a more likely response to an immune-based therapy. Triple-negative breast cancers tend to have more mutations than other breast cancer subtypes as well. That creates an opportunity for the cancers to present very new, novel proteins to the immune system that it can recognize as foreign. So they may be more easily recognizable by the immune system than other breast cancer subtypes. And then finally, triple-negative breast cancers are more likely to express PD-L1 within the tumor. That's the target of this new monoclonal antibody drug, PD-L3280A. PD-L1 is associated with a process that downregulates the immune response and prevents the immune response from being able to cause reduction in the tumor and tumor rejection.
So you're basically fine-tuning the immune response, harnessing it without doing too much damage.
That's exactly right.
What did you do in the study?
So this study was a phase 1A study that looked at this particular drug, PD-L3280A, in a variety of tumor types, including triple-negative breast cancer. The study initially tested the drug at a variety of different doses to generate safety information as well as identify a dose, and then undertook expansion cohorts in a variety of different solid tumors, including triple-negative breast cancer. Initially, for patients with triple-negative breast cancer, a certain level of PD-L1 expression by the immune cells within the tumor was required for enrollment. In addition, patients had to have a good performance status, as well as have measurable disease by RECIST and no evidence of autoimmune disease.
What did you find in terms of toxicity, safety, and efficacy, importantly?
So in 54 patients that are evaluable for safety and side effects, the drug was actually generally safe and quite well tolerated. The most common side effects were fatigue and nausea, anorexia, very mild side effects. So generally patients enjoy a good quality of life on this agent. There were some higher grade side effects that included skin rash and shortness of breath, as well as adrenal insufficiency, and then one case of a more severe form of inflammation of the lung called pneumonitis. From an efficacy point of view, the overall objective response rate was 19% in a group of 21 patients that were evaluable for clinical response. And importantly, the 24-week progression-free survival rate is 27%. And this really sets this agent apart from chemotherapies where patients can initially respond but typically progress quite quickly through this. So it's important to note that these responses can be quite durable.
Okay, so the immune system's locked in and it's actually doing some work. What does this mean for doctors, do you think, right now?
I mean, right now, these data are early and additional patients are being enrolled on this study. I think this data set indicates that this type of an approach has great promise for triple-negative breast cancer. It can induce objective responses, including complete responses to the therapy, that can be quite durable, and that is really the advantage of this type of therapy. In addition, it's quite well tolerated, and the true response rates and such will need to be borne out in larger trials that enroll very significant numbers of patients. But I think overall it shows great promise for a type of breast cancer that currently has no targeted therapy options and really is a tumor in search of a much more effective therapy than what we have currently with chemotherapy.
Finally, very briefly, do you think this is the beginning of immunotherapy for breast cancer?
Yes, I really do. Yeah, I think immunotherapy will be the wave of the future, and in particular, combinations of immunotherapy with other drugs that can support the immune system and even more effectively harness it in a synergistic way to further increase the response rates that we see with these agents, and also support the immune system so that we maintain that durability and longevity of the response.